Hey, it's Mike Tingert. Are you a personal trainer who is looking for a job, or you're just entering the industry? Maybe you're switching careers. Well, stay tuned. I'm going to share amazing strategies with you on how you can grow an amazing, lucrative personal training business. Okay, we're back. So personal trainers who are looking for a gym job, maybe you've just entered the industry and you are, trying to get in the industry, switch careers. Well, I'm going to share some valuable insights with you in this episode on how you can make the transition to a very successful personal trainer. Now, a couple of keynotes to consider when entering the industry, or maybe you're a seasoned veteran and you're just looking to switch positions, switch careers. Well, I'm going to share some very important insights with you. The first thing right now, what we're seeing over the past 2 years since COVID hit, is a lot of personal trainers transitioning out of gym jobs. Yes, now I know there is a recovery in the gym market and people are going to go back to the gyms, do not get me wrong. But what we're seeing are a lot of personal trainers right now figuring out there is a much more lucrative way to earn an income in this industry. So a lot of personal trainers may go down an online route. They may go down in-home personal training, or they may go the traditional gym route or studio. I'm going to break down all of these options for you and what I think are the quickest ways for you to succeed as a personal trainer in this industry. So if you don't know my story, basically I started as a gym personal trainer like most personal trainers who enter this industry. And for a while, it was a really, really good transition for me. Listen, I loved going to the gym, still do enjoy going to the gym, but over time, I ended up living my days and nights in a gym because I was busy training clients. And it got to be to the point where I started to get really burnt out and started missing my own workouts. And B, it just wasn't fun anymore to get into a gym environment and continue training there. So if you are looking for a gym job, keep those things in mind. Like, listen, you're going to be at a gym most of the day. How motivated are you going to be to stay and work out in your workout maybe 6 months down the road, a year down the road, when you're constantly in the same environment? So that for me was just an option for me to, hey, let's mix it up a little bit. And that's where I started in-home personal training. And that is a route that I teach a lot of our personal trainers. A lot of them have very great success all across North America. And the beauty of in-home personal training is you can actually cater to your clients' needs. You create much deeper relationships with your personal clients. And what do I mean by that? Well, listen, when I first started as an in-home personal trainer, I would end up going to someone's home and suddenly I would meet their husband, their wife, their family, and soon I'd be training their husband or their wife, or maybe I'd be training their kids. And my network grew a lot quicker than it actually did in the gym. And I began to develop deeper relationships with these clients. And suddenly, you start getting invited almost to maybe a Christmas dinner or, a family's birthday. And the relationships that you build, if relationships are really important to you, then in-home personal training is a very, very good way to do this in this industry. Not to mention, when you're an in-home personal trainer, you're working for yourself. And this is perhaps the biggest benefit, which most personal trainers miss. And that is you get to keep 100% of the income all for yourself. So you see, rewind a bit, when I was back in my personal training job and I was working these long 8 to 10 or 12-hour days, the gym was paying me a per session rate. And oftentimes people would cancel, there'd be last minute cancellations, I'd be stuck around the gym, there's only so many workouts you could do. And you're just kind of waiting around for clients, and it got really boring and mundane. Not to mention, you weren't getting paid for those clients that missed appointments. Also, at the same time, the gym was only paying you a per session rate. So at the end of 2 weeks, you may have a paycheck that wasn't very, promising. But yet when you're doing in-home personal training, you're keeping 100% of the income yourself. You see, a gym will take 60 or 70% of the income right off the top. And so you've got to train a lot of hours and do a lot of sessions in order to make what you can do with probably 3 or 4 in-home personal training sessions. So that's why I'm really, really bullish on in-home personal training, or just owning your own business for that fact. Now, second, let's say you're deciding, okay, maybe I want to do online training. You're seeing all these gurus out there. There are these, people posting in front of Ferraris and Lamborghinis and jets, and they're promising you the holy grail of high ticket training. Well, yes, there is a strategy for high ticket training. And yes, high ticket training can work. Just keep in mind, how is that going to sit well with you? If you're charging $4,000 or $5,000 for a package and you're not even seeing someone face to face, does that sit well with you? Maybe it does, and that's fine. But at the end of the day, know that online training is going to have a higher turnover rate. I've seen this multiple times. We've done high ticket online training, in-home training, virtual training, we've done it all. And I have seen more of a higher turnover rate in that high ticket training world. Simply put, is the high ticket training is you're not creating that deeper connection or that deeper relationship with your clients. Now, yes, you may send them an email program, maybe you even meet them face to face. I would go that route because at least you create some rapport. But if you're just simply shooting them programs and holding them accountable on a weekly basis, that can work for a while, but at the end of the day, you're not going to create that deep relationship. And in my personal experience, personal training is all about personal experience, personal relationships, and that's why you have a deeper relationship and a higher quality more of life, in my opinion, when you're actually working with people one-on-one, as opposed to this online training where you're just sending clients programs. Yes, it can work, but there's going to be a higher turnover rate, so your marketing has to be really on point if you're going to go down that route. Now, let's say you want to work in a gym. And listen, I started in a gym and you're a new personal trainer, you just want to get your feet wet, you grew up in a gym, you got fit yourself in a gym, then the gym route may be the route for you, but just keep in mind that it's going to be a very struggling grind for you to earn a very decent income down the road in the gym industry. And while, $20 or $30 an hour may work now for you, when you get older and you need to buy a house and things like that, that's just going to be a very hard way to earn a living in a gym job. Not to mention you're just going to be getting paid per session in most cases. So my recommendation is, if you're looking for a personal training job, explore all the options out there. But I, again, am really bullish on in-home personal training. It's what we do. In-home personal training creates really, really deep relationships. Okay, great. So now let's say that you have decided on the route that you want to do and you want to open up your own business, whether it be online, in-home, or maybe a hybrid of both, which is what I teach all of our personal trainers, is excellent. Okay, I'm very happy for you. That is the route that I do recommend personal trainers go, because listen, I've been in this industry for a long time, 20 plus years, and the trainers that I have seen succeed are the ones that have a hybrid of their own business plus a little bit of online, and maybe even some are working in a gym, but eventually they transition out of that because they find that it's really more lucrative to sustain and stay in this industry running your own business. So great. Now, how do you run your own business? Well, that's a question I get asked all the time. And there's a couple of important things here that you need to know. Number one, perhaps the most important one, which people often overlook, is, I heard this quote before, and it's, if people do not know you or people forget about you, then you have no business. So the only way that you're going to go out of business is if people don't know you or they forget about you. So remember that. So you need to market your services, no different than what I'm doing here in a video trying to teach personal trainers to come into our world. I do it for our fitness clients as well. You need to market your services. If you're not doing that, people are not going to know who the heck you are. And that's just me being blunt and honest. But if you're not out there promoting yourself, then there's no way you're going to grow a business. Hands down, period. There's no absolute way that you'll grow it. So you need to market your services. Now, how do you do that? Well, obviously you get yourself on camera is a very easy way, but it doesn't have to be necessarily on camera. You could literally do link referrals or exchange programs and cold outreaches. There's so many different strategies. So if I break down a couple for you, let's just say we're going to do referrals with other businesses. Okay, this is a good one for most trainers to start with. So think of all the trainers in your area. Okay, now think of all of the businesses in your area, whether it be chiropractic stores, supplement stores, fitness stores, massage chiropractors, any of those services, dietitians. You want to joint collaborate with those people and offer a win-win situation, meaning I can give you something in exchange, you can give me something. Most often it's a lead generation tool, but you need to be creative here and develop strategies for that. Okay, so that's one way that you're going to start to grow your business with a little bit of side hustle. The other ways, obviously, we talked about, are getting online, creating some videos. So if you don't have a social media channel, highly recommend that you do that. And then begin to develop an outbound reach out system. So what does an outbound system mean? It basically means anybody who likes, comments, shares on your post, even follows your page, you send them an outbound message, welcome them in to your world, and then asking them the magic question, hey, what are your goals? Once they answer, you try to get them onto a phone call so you can build a relationship and get your first client through social media. That's a very quick way to do it on social media, okay? Now, let's say you want to dive a little deeper and you want to build your own website. Well, developing a website is a very critical component in establishing a personal training business, I feel. And if you can develop a website, just don't expect it to rank over time. You're going to need to let that website nurture and develop, and eventually, hopefully, it gets on the top, page of Google, maybe in a year, maybe in 6 months, depends how aggressive you are with that. But that's another strategy in terms of you building your own business. Now, let's say you're not online savvy at all, you're not marketing savvy at all, then what I suggest is you get a coach. Hire a coach or a mentor, someone who's been there and done it before. You see, over 20 years, we have a business, or I have created a business across North America and now teach personal trainers these simple strategies on how you can quickly and effectively run a lucrative personal training business. So if you're interested in that, then just drop me a comment below here or search for us on Instagram or YouTube or wherever my other videos are. But I'll be able to help you there. Okay, finally, and if you're starting a personal training business, my suggestion is just have fun with it. Set up 3 goals each week that you can do. Don't make your goals like these huge, big goals that you want to have this, 7-figure business within 6 months. Set up 3 small, actionable goals that you can strive forward to each and every week, and that builds momentum, and slowly but surely you're going to be able to grow your personal training business. If you set out these massive goals, which I'm a big believer in having these big goals, we need to take small action steps to get there, and don't overwhelm yourself. A lot of times trainers will get caught up in designing a logo for 6 hours or designing brochures for a whole day. You're way better off actually marketing your messages than spending time on that. You can hire somebody to do that for like $10 an hour. Okay, so there's no need to be hiding behind the computer, which I know sometimes feels fun, but instead figure out ways that you can get your message to people on a regular and consistent basis. And when you do that, you're going to have a business that starts to thrive. So remember that. Don't hide behind the computer. I know it feels good. Trust me, I'm a business owner as well. I know it feels good to design logos and business cards and websites and templates and programs. But at the end of the day, if you're not out there, remember the quote I initially sent at the beginning of this video, or said at the beginning of this video. The only reason you'll ever go out of business is people do not know you or they forget about you. So if you keep that in mind, you're going to be able to build a profitable business. And again, have fun with it. It's personal training. Build those relationships. Have fun with your clients. Your clients obviously want results, but they don't care where their supraspinatus is or their posterior chain is for the most part. You don't need to be so caught up in that. Just get your client's result. Be personable. Be genuine with them. Have fun training them. Make it a fun experience for them. And then you'll have a personal training business that thrives. Now listen, if you like this video, drop me a comment below, share, and subscribe to our channel. Really appreciate all the support, and we'll see you on the other side.